The chlorine stung my eyes like a fresh betrayal, but I couldn't look away from Jesse's face hovering inches above mine, water droplets tracing paths down his jaw like tears he refused to shed. "Dylan," he whispered, voice raw as if scraped from the depths of some forbidden confession. "I can't pretend anymore. Not with you." And then, in the echoing silence of the empty natatorium after hours, his lips crashed against mine, a desperate collision that tasted of salt and secrets, shattering the world I'd built around straight lines and safe distances. I was 19, a junior at UCLA, chasing Olympic dreams in the relentless blue of the pool, where every lap was a battle against my own doubts. Swimming had been my anchor since I was a kid in Fresno, dodging the chaos of a family that unraveled faster than cheap swimsuit elastic. Dad's endless shifts at the almond factory, Mom's quiet breakdowns over bills we couldn't pay. The water didn't judge, it just held you up until you learned to hold yourself. But Jesse? He was the current that pulled me under, the head coach who turned our ragtag Bruins team into contenders, with his sharp whistle and sharper eyes that lingered just a second too long on the guys changing in the locker room. That night, practice had dragged into the witching hour, the fluorescent lights buzzing like angry hornets overhead. The team had cleared out, slapping high fives and griping about finals, leaving me alone to chase that perfect flip turn, the one that could shave seconds off my 200-meter freestyle. Jesse stayed behind, as he often did, clipboard in hand, barking adjustments from the deck. "Drive those hips, Dylan. You're slicing, not carving." His voice had that gravelly edge, honed from years of yelling over splashes, but tonight it cracked on my name, like he'd swallowed glass. I hauled myself out for the last time, chest heaving, skin pruned and slick. The air hit like a slap, cool against the heat of exertion. Jesse was there, towel extended, but his hand brushed my shoulder, deliberate, electric. "Good work tonight," he said. Too low, too close. 32, married to his college sweetheart. Or so the rumors went. Jesse was the untouchable, ex-Olympian turned coach, with a jawline that could cut glass and a past he doled out in fragments, like, "I gave it all in Sydney '04, kid. Don't waste your shot." We'd bonded over late-night film sessions in his office, dissecting races frame by frame, his knee accidentally grazing mine under the desk. Accidental, I told myself. Always accidental. But as I toweled off, he didn't step back. The pool's surface lapped softly behind us, a hypnotic rhythm. "Dylan, there's something I need to." He stopped, eyes darting to the door as if expecting the dean to burst in. Then, like a dam breaking, he closed the gap, his mouth on mine fierce and unyielding. I froze, brain short-circuiting. This was Jesse, the man who'd pushed me through my first panic attack mid-lap, who'd bought me coffee after I bombed regionals, and said, "Failure's just data, son. Use it." His hands framed my face, thumbs rough against my cheeks, and for a heartbeat, I kissed back, the world narrowing to the heat of him, the forbidden thrill spiking my veins like adrenaline. Then reality clawed in. I shoved him away, stumbling back into the lifeguard stand, heart slamming against my ribs. "What the fuck, coach?" The words echoed, ugly and sharp. His face crumpled, not with anger, but something worse. Vulnerability, raw as an open wound. "I'm sorry. God. Dylan, I didn't mean," but he did. The lie hung there, thick as humidity. I grabbed my bag, bolting for the exit, the taste of him lingering like a brand. Outside, the LA night pressed in, smoggy and indifferent, stars hidden behind the sprawl. I drove home to my cramped Westwood apartment, replaying it on loop, anger warring with a hunger I hadn't named. Gay? Me? The word had always floated on the periphery, whispered in locker room jokes, but never landed. Until now. The next morning, I skipped practice, nursing a hangover of confusion in bed, scrolling Instagram feeds of teammates posting victory laps. My phone buzzed, text from the group chat. "Where you at, D? Coach is pissed." Then a private one from Jesse. "We need to talk. Please." I deleted it, but the knot in my gut twisted tighter. By afternoon, avoidance wasn't an option. I showed up for weights, hoodie pulled low, avoiding his eyes across the gym. He cornered me by the free weights, voice pitched for discretion. "Dylan, last night was a mistake. I got caught up, the pressure, the season. It won't happen again." A mistake. The word sliced deeper than any flip knife. I wanted to scream. Then why does it feel like the truest thing I've ever felt? But I nodded, grunting, yeah, whatever. We fell into a brittle routine. Drills sharpened to scalpels. Feedback laced with subtext only we heard. Focus on your form. Dylan, keep it clean. His gaze would snag on mine during cool downs, a silent apology or plea, I couldn't tell. And God, the wanting built like lactic acid burn, stealing glances at the V of his tank top, the way his forearms flexed gripping the pace clock. I jerked off to the memory that night, shame flooding in after, hot and unrelenting. What was this? Crush? Obsession? Or just the isolation of the sport, where bodies were machines and emotions collateral? Weeks blurred into the pack, 12 qualifiers, the team riding high on Jesse's playbook. Off the deck, he was the golden boy, fundraisers at alumni galas, schmoozing boosters in his pressed chinos, arm around his wife, Elena, in photos that popped up on the athletics site. She was all porcelain smile and yoga-toned grace, a graphic designer who'd stuck with him through his post-Olympic depression. I'd met her once, at a team barbecue, her hand cool in mine as she said, "Jesse speaks so highly of you, Dylan. You're his star." Star. The irony choked me. If only she knew the shadows he cast in my dreams. The secret festered. I confided in no one, not my roommate, perpetually stoned and oblivious, nor my sister back home, who'd freak and pray for my salvation. Instead, I drowned it in laps, pushing until my shoulders screamed, until Jesse pulled me aside after a brutal set. "You're overcompensating," he said, hands on my arms to steady me, touch lingering. The gym emptied. Just us again, the air thick with unsaid. "Talk to me, kid. What's eating you?" "Everything. Nothing. Just tired." Lie. His eyes searched mine, stormy blue, and for a second, I thought he'd bridge the gap again. Instead, he sighed, raking a hand through his damp hair. "I know I screwed up, but you're important. To the team. To me." The ambiguity was torture, a half-confession dangling like bait. I yanked away. "Don't, Jesse. Just coach me." His flinch was visceral, but he nodded, retreating to his office. That night, I Googled married men kissing guys, spiraling into forums of regret and repression, hearts broken in the DMs of suburbia. Was that us? A footnote in someone else's midlife crisis? The turning point came mid-season, at a away meet in Seattle. Rain lashed the bus windows as we rolled into town, the team hyped on energy gels and bravado. I roomed with Marco, our cocky butterfly sprinter, who crashed early, snoring like a chainsaw. Sleepless, I wandered the hotel corridors, ending up at the vending machine when Jesse emerged from the stairwell, tie loosened, looking like he'd aged a decade. "Can't sleep?" he asked, voice hushed. "Nope." We leaned against the humming machine, small talk curdling into confession. He admitted the marriage was fraying. Elena's late nights at the studio masking her own doubts, their bed a battlefield of silences. "I love her, Dylan. But it's not enough. Not like this fire you ignite." My breath hitched. Fire. He stepped closer, the space between us crackling. "I've known since college. Buried it for the job, the life. But you make me want to dig it up. I should have run." "Instead," I whispered. "Then what are we doing?" His answer was a kiss, softer this time, exploratory, in the dim glow of exit signs. We broke apart at footsteps, teammates shuffling for ice, and scattered like guilty kids. Back in my room, Marco out cold, I stared at the ceiling, pulse thundering. This was real now, a thread pulling taut. But secrets breed shadows. The next day, during warm-ups, I caught whispers, Marco muttering to the backstroker about coach acting weird around Dylan. Paranoia bloomed. At the meet, I swam like a demon, touching the wall first in the 200 free, the crowds roar a distant hum. Jesse's hug on the deck was congratulatory, public, proud dad vibes, but his eyes said more, a private victory. That night, post-celebration beers in the lounge, Elena called him away, her voice tinny on speaker. "Miss you, babe. Team doing okay?" He glanced at me, guilt etching lines around his mouth. The fracture widened back in LA. I pushed for more, stolen moments in his office, hands brushing under desks, texts at 2 a.m., thinking of your stroke. Flawless. But he pulled back, citing risks. 10-year review looming, scouts watching. We can't, Dylan. Not like this. The rejection stung, birthing resentment. I started flirting with a diver, Tyler, all dimples and easy charm, just to feel wanted. Jesse noticed, his feedback turning curt. Sloppy turns today. Get your head in it. Jealousy, unspoken, poisoned the water. Then the bomb dropped. 2 months in, at a team dinner in Westwood's Greasy Spoon, Elena showed up unannounced, radiant in a sundress, planting a kiss on Jesse's cheek that lingered. She chatted with us, oblivious, gushing about a gallery opening. But as plates cleared, she pulled me aside in the bathroom line. "Dylan's your golden boy, huh?" she said, eyes twinkling. "He reminds me of you at that age. Hungry, unbreakable." I forced a laugh, but her words twisted like a knife. Later, alone with Jesse in the parking lot, I snapped. "How do you do it?" "Lie to her face." He deflated against his truck. "It's not lying. It's surviving. You think this is easy? I've got a life built on sand. Dylan, one shift, and it crumbles." Anger flared. "Then blow it up. Or let me go." He grabbed my wrist, grip bruising. "I can't. You're in my blood now." We kissed there, under sodium lamps, desperate and devouring, until headlights swept over us, a teammate's car. Panic surged. We sprang apart, hearts in throats. The misunderstanding that gutted me came a week later. I'd borrowed Jesse's laptop for race analytics, left open in the office. Curiosity, or masochism, led me to his browser history, searches for gay divorce stories, coming out after marriage, but buried deeper, emails to a therapist. The guilt is killing me. Elena suspects something, but not this. The swimmer, it's consuming me. End it. End it. Me, reduced to the swimmer. Rage boiled over. I confronted him poolside after hours, hurling the laptop at his feet. "Am I just your midlife itch? Something to scratch and forget?" His face drained of color. "Dylan, no, that's not." But I was gone, storming out into the night, tears blurring taillights. Days passed in radio silence. I swam mechanically, the team sensing the chill. Marco cornered me. "Dude, coach is wrecked." "What's up?" I shrugged it off, but inside, betrayal festered like an untreated blister. The high point of our season, Nationals in Indy, loomed like a guillotine. We qualified, the bus ride eased a pressure cooker of hype and tension. Jesse kept professional, but his eyes tracked me like a lifeline. In the hotel, pre-meet jitters had me pacing. A knock. Him, with a care package of electrolyte tabs and a note. "You're ready." Believe it. I let him in, the door clicking shut a damning sound. Words tumbled. Apologies, explanations. The therapy was coping, not rejection. "I want this, Dylan. Us. But I have to fix my life first." We didn't kiss. Instead, we talked, hours bleeding into dawn, about his Sydney glory tainted by a teammate's advance he'd rebuffed in terror, the closet he'd welded shut. My own fears spilled. The Fresno kid terrified of disappointing a dad who called weakness fairy shit. Vulnerability bridged us, fragile but real. "We'll figure it," he murmured, hand on my knee, platonic anchor. I believed him. Nationals hit like a tsunami. Prelims, semis, me slicing through lanes. Jesse's voice my North Star from the blocks. Finals night. The arena pulsed with 10,000 souls, the air electric with cheers. I dove, arms knifing water, every stroke a defiance. For the boy who'd hidden, for the man who'd dared. Touching the wall, I glanced up. First place, by a fingernail. The roar deafened. Jesse's grin split wide, pure joy. On the podium, metal heavy around my neck. Our eyes locked across the deck, promise in the chaos. But triumph's afterglow cracked fast. Back in LA, Elena confronted Jesse. I overheard from the hall, her voice shattering glass. "Who's Dylan, Jesse?" "Really?" Turns out, a mutual friend had seen us at that parking lot kiss, whispered poison. She didn't know the half, but suspicion was enough. "Is it him? The way you light up around that boy." His denials rang hollow. She stormed out, luggage in tow. Guilt crushed him. Practice the next day, he was a ghost, whistle limp, feedback mumbled. I tried to reach him after. "Jesse, talk to me." He recoiled. "This is on me. Stay away, for your sake." The wall slammed up, higher than before. Desperation clawed. I showed up at his empty house that night. Address swiped from team files. Finding him on the porch, whiskey in hand, eyes red-rimmed. She left. Took everything but the ghosts. We sat in silence, the canyon winds whispering through eucalyptus. Then it poured out. Her ultimatum. Choose the life or lose it. I chose wrong years ago, he said, voice breaking. For safety. But you're the risk worth taking. My heart fractured. Then take it. With me. He pulled me close, foreheads touching, breaths mingling in the dark. No kiss. Just presence, the romantic ache of almost. But betrayal's shadow lingered. The next week, scouts from USA swimming circled, dangling pro contracts. Excitement buzzed, but Jesse pulled strings, quietly tanking my eval in a report. Potential, but emotional instability noted. I found out via email, the words blurring through fury. Confrontation in his office. You sabotaged me? What? His face ashen. To protect you. From this, from us. The scrutiny. It'd destroy you. Destroy me? He'd already gutted my trust. Fuck your protection. I roared, slamming the door. The team fractured. Whispers of favoritism. Marco quitting in solidarity with whatever drama. My swims tanked. Depression sank hooks deep. Laps feeling like lead. Therapy helped name it. Love, twisted by fear. But the hurt? A chasm. The climax erupted at the Spring Invitational, our last shot at redemption. Rain hammered the roof as I towed the block. Jesse's silhouette blurred in the stands. Elena there too, arm linked with a lawyer type, her glare ice. The gun cracked. I swam blind rage, flipping turns like accusations. Halfway, cramp seized my calf. Panic's gift, but I powered through, touching third. Not gold, but survival. Post-race, Jesse waited in the tunnel, eyes pleading. Dylan, No. I shoved past, but Elena blocked, voice venom soft. He told me everything. The kisses, the lies. You're poison to him. Her words landed like shrapnel, not anger, but pity. Leave my husband alone. Husband. The claim stung. I fled to the bus, tears mixing with rain. That night, hotel bar empty save for stragglers. Jessie found me nursing a Coke. She's wrong. I told her to protect you. Said it was my fault. One-sided. One-sided? The lie cracked him open. Bullshit. You used me to feel alive, then bailed when it got real. He sank onto the stool, head in hands. Maybe. God, Dylan, I'm terrified. Of losing the job, the respect. Of hurting you more. Vulnerability again, but tainted. Then choose. Me or the cage. Silence stretched, eternal. I can't, he whispered finally. Not yet. Forgive me. The plea hung, a noose. I stood, chair scraping. There's nothing left to forgive. Walking away, the piece of me tethered to him tore free, bloody and final. Summer scorched LA, trials looming. I trained solo, channeling ache into ink, tattooing a wave on my ribcage, reminder of currents survived. Jesse resigned quietly, citing personal reasons, landing a gig at a rec center upstate. Whispers followed. Divorce papers filed. Elena's gallery show a sellout sans him. I didn't reach out. Healing meant amputation. Yet the perspective shifted, slow as tide. In the quiet pools of dawn practice, I saw it. Love wasn't possession, but the bravery to dive despite the deep. At trials, I swam not for him, but me, second in freestyle, pro path cracked open. Post-race, a text from Jesse, proud of you, kid. Always. No reply needed, the hook released. Now, fall semester hums, new coach barking from the deck, water welcoming, as ever. I date casually, a barista with easy laughs, no shadows. But Jesse lingers in memories blue, the man who drowned my illusions and taught me to surface. Betrayal scarred, but empathy mended. He was human, flawed as Fresno fog. And me? Stronger, unapologetic. The pool holds no judgments, only the next stroke, forward. The echo of that final text from Jesse faded like a distant splash, but it lingered in the back of my mind as I geared up for the fall season, the natatorium's humidity wrapping around me like an old friend or foe, depending on the day. New coach, Ramirez, was a taskmaster from Texas, all drawl and drills, no personal histories to unpack. Pick up the pace, Ramirez, he'd holler, and I'd push harder, not for redemption, but because the burn drowned out the what-ifs. What if Jesse had chosen differently? What if I'd fought harder? But hindsight's a lousy lane partner. It only slows you down. Classes resumed in a whirlwind. Psychology lectures on attachment theory that hit too close, dissecting why we cling to the ones who cut deepest. My prof, a wiry ex-Marine with a rainbow pin on his lanyard, caught me zoning out once and pulled me aside. Love's a battlefield, kid. Doesn't make you weak, makes you alive. Alive. Yeah, that tracked. I dove into campus life harder. Queer alliance meetings in the student union, where stories swapped like trading cards. Coming out's gone right, gone nuclear. One guy, Alex, shared his coach's rejection over a lukewarm pizza. We bonded over the irony, laughing through the lump in my throat. Dating crept in tentatively. The barista, Liam, was Irish import with freckles like constellations and a laugh that bubbled easy. Our first coffee turned into hikes in the Hollywood Hills, hands brushing on switchbacks, no pressure. You're intense, Dylan, he said one sunset, overlooking the glittering basin. Like you've swum oceans. I almost told him then. The pool, the kiss, the shatter, but swallowed it. Some waves you ride solo. Meanwhile, Jesse's absence rippled outward. The team mourned quietly. Marco returned, grudgingly, but practices felt hollow without that gravelly pep talk. Rumors swirled. He'd moved to Sacramento, coaching kids at a community pool, Elena's divorce lawyer bleeding him dry. I resisted Googling, but weakness won one rainy Tuesday. His LinkedIn popped. Head coach, River City Aquatics. Building futures, one stroke at a time. No family pics, just a shot of him by a sun-dappled lane, smile tentative. My thumb hovered over message. I closed the app instead. The conflict reignited unexpectedly, a sucker punch from the past. Mid-October, at a alumni mixer for the swim program, boosters in ill-fitting polos swilling craft beers. I went for the free apps, networking schmooze, but Jesse was there, guest speaker, voice steady as he recounted our Nationals run, crediting talents like Dylan's without a hitch. Our eyes met across the room. He faltered mid-sentence, clearing his throat. Applause thundered. He stepped down, weaving through the crowd to me, beer in hand like armor. Dylan, just my name, loaded. Up close, he looked. Softer, lines etched deeper, but eyes still that piercing blue. Congrats on trials. Saw the highlights. Small talk, barbed wire. Thanks. You look settled. Lie. He reeked of upheaval. We migrated to a corner booth, the din muffling our truths. How's the new gig? I asked, probing. Quiet. Good for the soul. He sipped, gaze dropping. Elena's finalizing papers. Clean break. The words hung. Invitation or warning. Empathy tugged. I'd raged at his cage, but cages have bars forged in fear. I'm sorry, I said, meaning it. For the hurt, the mess. He shook his head. Don't. You were right. I chose safe over real. Biggest regret. Regret. The dam cracked. It wrecked me, Jesse. Trusting you then. I trailed, voice thick. His hand twitched toward mine. He pulled back. I know. I'd undo it if I could. But you swam through it. Stronger. Pride flickered in his eyes. Paternal, or something more. The line blurred, always had. Elena's ghost loomed. I spotted her in the crowd, arm looped with a silver-haired donor, laugh bright. She caught us, sauntering over, glass raised. Dylan, the star himself. Her hug was cool, appraising. Jesse's been singing your praises. Water under the bridge, Water under. The euphemism twisted. Yeah, all good. But her eyes said she knew. The lawyer, the whispers. She chatted breezily about her new solo show, Rebirths, abstract waves in cerulean and crimson. Irony dripped. As she drifted away, Jesse leaned in. She's moving forward. Me? Still treading. Vulnerability again, the hook sinking fresh. We slipped out to the patio, night air crisp with eucalyptus, city lights sprawling below like a neural net. What now? I asked, the question we'd dodged for months. He exhaled, breath clouding. I came out. To the team up north, to friends. Slow but free. Pride swelled, unbidden. That's huge. Silence, charged. Then, impulsive, dance with me. No music but distant bass. He chuckled, but took my hand, swaying awkward in the shadows. Bodies close, heat familiar. Romance's echo, not the blaze. His chin rested on my shoulder, whisper tickling. I miss coaching you. Mississippi This. The almost kiss hung, temptation's breath. But I stepped back, heart steady. Miss doesn't change facts, Jesse. We're different lanes now. Hurt flashed, but he nodded. Fair. We parted with a hug, platonic, lingering. His take care, kid a benediction. The encounter stirred sediment. Practices intensified. Ramirez sensed my edge, pushing sets till I puked poolside. Liam noticed too, over vegan tacos in his Echo Park walk-up. You're brooding, swimmer boy. I cracked, spilling the saga. Kisses, betrayal, the works. He listened, no judgment. Then, sounds like he loved you enough to let go. Messy but real. Perspective tilted. Betrayal wasn't malice, but love's clumsy armor. Thanksgiving break pulled me to Fresno, the valley's flat expanse a palate cleanser. Family dinner was chaos. Dad grilling turkey with bud in hand. Mom's pecan pie lopsided but loved. Sister Miah grilling about that boy from summer. I deflected, but later, porch swing creaking, I told her. Partial truth, the coach, the feelings. She hugged fierce. Proud of you, Dill. For feeling it all. Home's simplicity grounded me. Almond orchards silver under moon. No chlorine confessions. Back at UCLA, the semester's grind peaked with finals and a holiday invitational. I swam lights out, medaling in the 100 free, crowd chanting my name. Post-meet, Liam waited with cocoa, mistletoe dangling cheeky from his beanie. Our kiss was light, exploratory, no stakes, just spark. Jesse's text pinged, saw the results. Crushing it. I replied, thanks. You too. Bridge mended, tentative. Winter break brought the unexpected high tide. A call from USA Swimming. Pro contract offer. Full ride to Colorado Springs. Elite training camp. Your perspective's gold, Dylan, the rep said. Unique drive. I accepted, the move a fresh stroke. Packing my Westwood shoebox, I found Jesse's old pace clock, gifted post-nationals. Kept it, talisman. The goodbye party was low-key. Team, Liam, pizza in the lounge. Toasts to new chapters. Marco clapped my back. Don't forget us little people. Laughter eased the ache. As boxes loaded, a final text from Jesse. Heard about Colorado. Doors opening. Knock him down. Attached. Photo of him poolside with kids. Grin genuine. P.S. if paths cross. Coffee. I smiled. Typing deal. No chlorine required. Colorado Springs hit crisp and alpine. The Olympic Training Center a fortress of focus. Weight rooms humming. Lanes endless under vaulted ceilings. Teammates from across the map. A sprinter from Miami with tattoos galore. A distance guy from Boston. All queer-inclusive vibes, no closets. Coach Hale was straightforward, ex-pro with a dry wit. Swim like you mean it, or go home. I thrived, strokes sharpening, times dropping. Liam visited weekends, flights bridging the gap, snowy hikes in Garden of the Gods, red rocks glowing at dawn. Our romance bloomed slow, movie nights in my dorm, hands laced during relays on TV. You're my anchor, he murmured once, post-lap kiss in the bubble jets. No drama, just depth. But Jesse's orbit pulled once more, a gravitational yank. Spring brought the World Cup trials. I qualified, jetting to Indy again, ghosts in every turn. There, in the stands. Him, with a date, tall, bespectacled guy in a team hoodie, hands casual on knees. My gut twisted, not jealousy, but closure's pang. Post-race, silver, solid. He found me in the warm-down pool, splashing with cool-downs. Dylan, killer swim. Hug brief. Then, this is Mark. From the rec league. Mark shook firm, eyes kind. Jesse's told me about you, the prodigy. Prodigy. Past tense. We chatted pool tech, easy. No subtext, just men who'd navigated storms. As they left, Jesse paused. Coffee soon. I nodded. Yeah, as friends. The romantic scene I'd replayed, the dusky pool embrace, faded to sepia, replaced by this. Acceptance's quiet glow. Betrayal's scar itched less, empathy filled the grooves. Jesse had changed me, not broken, but forged. In Colorado's thin air, I breathed freer, loving without chains. Summer trials sealed it. Olympic birth, the dream lapping real. Call home. Dad choked up. Knew you had it, son. Miah hooped. Even Mom whispered. Our boy's flying. Liam flew in for the announcement party, ring glinting subtle on his pinky. Promise, not pressure. Jesse's coffee came in a Denver layover cafe, en route to his own coaching symposium. Neutral ground, lattes steaming, Rockies framed in window. Proud, he said simply, clinking mugs. Stories flowed, his divorce finalized, Mark's steady hand, my pro-life, Liam's graphic gigs syncing with trips. No regrets voiced, just growth acknowledged. You taught me to surface, I said. He smiled, genuine. And you, to dive deeper. We parted with a bro hug, no echoes. Driving back, Liam waiting with takeout. I felt it, perspective's gift. Love's not a lane to conquer, but waves to ride, together or solo. The pool awaited, endless blue, and for the first time, I dove without looking back. Olympic training amped to fever pitch, the center's rhythm a relentless pulse. Dawn lifts, noon swims. Evening film where every frame dissected like evidence in a trial. My body's machine now, lean muscle honed, VO2 max charted like stock ticks. But the mind? That's where the real races played out. Nightmares crept, Jesse's face morphing into Elena's accusation, water closing over my head. Therapy sessions with Dr. Reyes, a no-nonsense Latino with a sailor's vocab, unpacked it. Trauma's like bad form. Correct it, or it drags you down. She was right. Naming the abandonment fear loosened its grip. Liam's visits anchored the chaos. He'd crash my dorm, sketching logos for swim brands on napkins while I iced shoulders. Our intimacy deepened organically, lazy Sundays tangled in sheets, talking futures over diner hash. Move in after games, he floated one morning, fingers tracing my tattoo. The wave, Jesse's unintended legacy. I hesitated, Olympics first, commitments ironclad, but nodded. Yeah, post-goal. His grin lit the room, easy as sunrise. Word from LA trickled. Team struggled sans Jesse's magic. Ramirez steady but uninspired. Marco texted race clips. Miss your ass kicking us. I replied with emojis, distance softening edges. Jesse's updates sporadic. Facebook posts of River City meets. Kids beaming in oversized goggles. Mark tagged along in pics. Domestic bliss evident. Cabin weekends. Dog named Scout. No envy stirred. Just quiet joy for his unburdened stride. The controversy brewed subtle, a undercurrent gaining force. Midsummer, a podcast dropped, swim secrets, the closet in competitive waters, anonymous tales from the circuit. One segment chilled, head coach at a pack, 12-power pursuit a swimmer, wrecked the kid's headspace. Cover-up vibes, heart stuttered, details matched too close, late nights, jealousy-fueled critiques. Comments exploded, swim too, calls for investigations. My name stayed out, but whispers hit the center. Heard about UCLA? Coach banged a frosh. Panic surged. I called Jesse, voicemail first. If this is you talking. Why now? He rang back frantic. Dylan, it's not, I swear. Some ex-teammate from my Sydney days, dredging old shit. But doubt not. Our story, twisted into tabloid fodder. Reporters sniffed. ESPN email. Comment on recent allegations? I forwarded to PR, stonewalling. Sleepless, I swam phantom laps in the hotel pool, chlorine a bomb. The misunderstanding peaked at a pre-Olympic camp in Florida, humidity thick as unresolved tension. Teammate whispers turned pointed. The Boston distance guy, Nate, cornered me post-set. That pod, your coach? His tone accusatory, eyes narrowed. Dude, if you're cool with grooming vibes. Grooming? The word ignited. Fuck off, Nate. You don't know shit. Fist clenched, Ramirez mediated, sending us to cool off. But damage seeped, trust eroded, lanes feeling like minefields. Jesse drove down unannounced, showing at the resort pool in board shorts and shades, Mark in tow like buffer. Needed to clear air, he said, voice low by the dive tanks. We walked the beach, sand gritty underfoot, Gulf waves lapping indifferent. The pod's bullshit, my old sprint partner, bitter over a 0-4 snub. But it stirred Elena. She's suing for defamation, dragging my name. His laugh bitter. Karma's a bitch. Empathy warred with wariness. It's dragging me too. Team thinks I'm the victim, or worse. He stopped, facing me, wind tousling salt hair. I'm sorry. Again. Should have handled us cleaner. Us. Past tense, but the ache fresh. Mark hung back, respectful. Later, over conch fritters, he shared his own out story. Corporate closet, therapy breakthrough. Jesse's a mess, but good heart, he said, clapping my shoulder. Normalcy disarmed, jealousy absent. The talk unearthed deeper layers. Jesse's therapy revelations, repressed abuse from his own coach, a 80s relic who'd toughened him with slaps and slurs. Explains the push-pull, he admitted, voice cracking. Feared becoming the monster. Tears pricked. I hugged him, waves crashing chorus. You're not. You were lost, like me. Forgiveness flowed, not absolution, but bridge. Mark joined, trio silhouetted against sunset. The romantic tableau I'd prompt if painting. 3 souls on twilight shore, hands linked in solidarity, ocean's hush forgiving all. Back at camp, Nate apologized over protein shakes. Misread the tea leaves, man. Respect. I thawed. We bonded over bad 90s playlists during drives. The pod faded. Investigation cleared Jesse. Elena's suit settled out of court. But the scare deepened resolve. I spoke at a center panel on mental health, voice steady. Sports hide hurts. Name M, or they sink you. Applause rippled. Pride swelled. Jesse's text. Heard about the talk. Warrior. Olympics loomed. Tokyo's shadow long despite delays. Quarantine protocols isolated. Bubbles within bubbles. Teammates like family in lockdown limbo. Virtual dates with Liam sustained. Screen-shared sunsets. His sketches of me mid-dive. My gold medal, he joked. Nerves jangled. Visualization sessions replayed Sydney 04 clips. Jesse's glory, now fuel not phantom. Trials finale. The 200 free. Arena electric. Masks muffling cheers. I dove. Water enveloping like embrace. Strokes smooth. Turns crisp. Wall touch. Personal best. Relay anchor secured. Podium tears real. Flag draped. Anthem swelling. I thought of Fresno Fields. Jesse's pushes. Liam's faith. Post-race Zoom with family. Dad's attaboy. Mom's sobs. Jesse messaged. That's my boy. Go get him. Tokyo arrival. Heat oppressive. Village a surreal hive. Athletes masked. Testing daily. My event, the 4x200 relay, day 5. Roomy Nate paced. We hyped with slapstick, easing tension. Opening ceremony virtual, but the weight settled. Legacy in every breath. Night before race, insomnia hit. I slipped to the outdoor pool, moonlight silvering lanes. Swam slow laps, mind wandering to that fateful UCLA kiss. Catalyst, not curse. Race day dawned muggy. Stadium thrumming despite empty seats. Broadcast ghosts. Warm up. Arms loose. Jesse's voice echo. Carve, don't slice. Handoffs crisp. My leg. Anchor. Field tight. Brazil leading by hairs. Dive clean. Underwater pull fueling surge. Flip. Push. Lactic fire. But I chased. Water parting like doubt. 50 out. Surge. 25. Even. Touch. Screens flash. Gold. World record shave. Roar erupts. Virtual and visceral. Teammates mob. Medals cold then warm. Anthem plays. Tears stream. Flag high. Zoom call. Liam whooping. My champ. Jesse's video chimes in group chat. Unreal. Changed the game. Elena even texts congrats. Olive branch. The high crests. But humanity grounds. Post-race press. I out myself casual. Shout out to my boyfriend Liam. Holding the fort. Headlines pivot. Swimmers silver lining. Love wins gold. Controversy? Nah, cheers. Back stateside. Parade in LA. Confetti storm. Crowds chanting. Liam meets at LAX. Kiss public. Cameras flashing. Told you, he whispers. Jesse attends the homecoming gala. Market side. We toast champagne. Stories overlapping like old friends. Perspectives everything. He says, clinking. You gave me mine. Life post-gold. Endorsements roll. Gatorade ads. Swim clinics nationwide. Liam and I nest in a Boulder loft. Views of Flatirons. Dog named Splash. I coach weekends at the center, mentoring wide-eyed teens. Feel the fear. Swim through. Jesse visits once. Guest speaker. Our demo, side-by-side laps. Draws whoops. No sparks. Just respect steady stroke. Years blur. Liam's ring becomes vows in a mountain chapel. Jesse best man. toast teary, to diving deep, surfacing whole. Elena attends, healed, new partner in tow. Betrayals? Scars faded to stories, empathy's ink. The pool remains sanctuary, waves whispering. You chose yourself. And that's the gold that lasts. The afterglow of gold medals and magazine covers eventually settles into the hum of ordinary extraordinary. Endorsement shoots in Miami where the sun kisses your skin like a promise kept. Clinics in underserved gyms where kids from barrios like my old Fresno crew grip goggles like lifelines, whispering, "Can I really make it?" And you nod, because you remember the doubt, the way it clings like algae to lane lines. Liam's studio thrives, his murals popping up on Boulder cafes, abstract swimmers in electric blues, one dedicated to D, with a hidden wave tattoo that makes me grin every time I spot it. Our life? A relay handoff, seamless. Mornings tangled in flannel sheets, evenings with Splash chasing frisbees in Chautauqua meadows, the Rockies standing sentinel like silent coaches. But depth demands conflict. Peace invites its shadow. 2 years post-Tokyo, the call comes mid-lap, phone buzzing on the deck like an unwelcome whistle. Ramirez, my old Bruins coach, voice gravel over static. "Dylan, it's Jesse. Bad. Car wreck up near Sac. He's touch and go." The world tilts, water sloshing as I haul out, chlorine dripping forgotten. What? How? Details blur. Icy road, swerve for a deer, roll over into embankment. Mark's en route from a conference, Elena flying in from Portland. "He asked for you, before they sedated. Said, tell Dylan to keep carving." Airport dash, Liam driving silent, hand on my thigh, "Go. We'll hold here." Flight north interminable, clouds mocking with their fluff. Sacramento General's sterile halls swallow me. Beeps, bleach, faces blurred. Mark waits in ICU lounge, hollow-eyed, coffee cold in fist. He pulled through surgery, spine ribs. But coma. Uncertain. Hug fierce, brothers in worry. Elena arrives minutes later, chic coat askew, eyes puffy but steel. "Dylan." No accusation, just shared fracture. "He'd want you here." Vigil begins, rotations by bedside, Jesse pale under tubes, monitors charting life's fragile Morse. I talk to him, rambling lapse of memory. That first botched flip turn, his patient demo. The Seattle hotel kiss, electric folly. The beach forgiveness, waves absolving. "You idiot," I whisper, thumbing his knuckles. "Fight like you coached me to." Mark shares stories. Jesse's proposal under SAC stars. Their adoption talks paused by the crash. He's all in now. For us. Elena softens, admitting, "I hated you once. Blamed the boy for the man's mess. But he loved you. Clean, the way he couldn't love me." Tears mingle. Truces forged in waiting rooms. The misunderstanding resurfaces, cruel twist. Day 3, a nurse hands me Jesse's effects. Wallet, keys, phone cracked but alive. Charger scavenged, it boots. Texts unread, a chain for me post-gala. "Coffee soon? Boulder next month." His reply, time-stamped pre-crash. "Miss the lanes with you. Always." But deeper, voicemails. One from Elena, pleading reconciliation. "We could try again, for old times." Another, his voice slurred whiskey. "Mark, I love you but..." Dylan's ghost. "Can't shake." Ghost. The word guts. Was I haunting, not healed? Confrontation bruise in the cafeteria, fluorescent harsh. Mark first, saw the logs. "What's this?" Defensive, but honest. Past. Buried. He nods, weary. He told me, everything. No secrets left. Elena overhears, joining uninvited. "You think you're the only one?" He confessed post-divorce. "Loved us both, different ways. Me safe, you fire." Anger flares, betrayals echo. "Then why string me?" She sighs. "Fear. Same as always." The triangle unravels, not with blows, but truths. Jesse's love fragmented, refracted through prisms of regret. Vigil drags. Doctors murmur progress, but days bleed. I swim in the hospital pool, therapy access, irony's gift, laps channeling fury, grief. Liam flies up, holds me poolside. "You're not his anchor anymore. Yours." Grounding. Mark and Elena bond over bad vending machine chips, shared history forging unlikely alliance. Family's what we choose, he says. I nod. Perhaps mine now includes them. Climax crests week 2. Monitors wail, codes blue. Clot, they say, lungs flooding. We cluster, hands linked circle around bed. Mark's prayers whispered, Elena's stories read from dog-eared travel mag. My voice cracking through a freestyle breakdown. Come on, coach. One more turn. Defibrillators hum. Time stretches, elastic. Then, beep steady, eyes flutter. Jesse wakes, groggy, gaze finding mine first. Dill. Croak, but alive. Recovery's marathon. Rehab floors, physical therapy, a grind of baby steps and balance balls. He jokes weak. Worst set ever. We rotate visits. I coach remote sessions from his bedside tablet. Kids cheering, get well, Coach J. Mark proposes mid-convalescence. Rings simple. Jesse's yes teary. Ours cheers, echoing halls. Elena stays through discharge, packing his bag with her old scarf. For luck. No hard feelings. She leaves for a residency in Seattle, new life blooming. My Boulder return, Liam greets with pie, splash tail-wagging frenzy. Heroes welcome. But the scare reshapes, perspective's cruel gift. I call a team huddle at the center, sharing anonymized, lost knocks. Lean on your circle. Nods ripple. Nate hugs, got you. Jesse's rehab texts, walking laps today. Your voice in my head. Reply. Carve M. Fall brings full circle. River City Invitational. Jesse coaching from deck chair, whistle tentative. I guess judge, Liam and Stan sketching. Meets magic. Kids splashing joy, no stakes but growth. Post-meet, we walk the deck, sunset gilding lanes. Thanks for showing, he says. For everything. Hug brief. Full. Mentor, friend, chapter closed. Mark waves from bleachers. Elena's card arrives. Heard he's upright. Proud of you all. Winter wedding for them. Small. Vineyard in Napa. Vines heavy with promise. I'm there, speech light. Jesse taught me to swim through storms. Mark, you pulled him to shore. To depths navigated, surfaces found. Toasts clink. Dances sway under string lights. Liam's hand warm in mine. No romance rekindled. Just humanism's harvest. Forgiveness fertile. Growth communal. Our own vows follow spring. Courthouse simple. Splash ring bearer and bow tie. Vows vow. Through waves and walls, I choose you. Honeymoon hike. Maroon bells mirrored in lake. Alpenglow romantic as any pool dusk. Hands linked, futures rippling. Years stack. My coaching stints expand. Book deal on perspective strokes. Swimming life's lanes. Jesse's River City blooms. National nods. Elena's art graces galleries. Themes of fracture and flow. Catch-ups annual. BBQs where stories loop. Laughs louder than laments. The final hook? A Fresno clinic. Full circle. Coaching Valley kids. Dad watching proud from bleachers. One boy, shy with goggles asks you. Whispers post-session. Coach, I think I'm different. I kneel. Difference your superpower. Dive in. His grin? Gold. Perspective? It's the current carrying you. Not always smooth, but always forward. Jesse started the pull. I learned the stroke. And in the blue beyond, that's victory.